friends, how are you all today? Miss Victoria is back with you to read to you another book. Are you ready? We're learning about farm animals this week, and what animal lives on a farm and says quack? Did you guess? A duck. Good job. So we are reading a book that I love called Duck and Goose. They are both animals that you might find on a farm. You can see how they look a little bit different. What are they sitting on? What is this? We have to read the story to find out. Are you ready? What can you guess? What do you think it is? Maybe an egg? That's what they think. Should we see if they're right? Duck and Goose, written and illustrated by Tad Hills. Do we remember what illustrated means? He drew the pictures. So he wrote the book and he drew the pictures. Okay, you ready? Oh my, what is that? Duck quacked. That's a silly question, Goose honked. It is a big egg, of course. Of course it is an egg. I know that, huffed Duck. What I mean is, where did it come from? Goose looked skyward. He looked to the river. He looked to the fields. He thought very hard. Who are you? He asked finally. I, said Duck, puffing out his feathered chest, am the one whose egg this is. I saw it first. Goose quickly raised one webbed foot. It's mine. I touched it first. Hey, you should never put your dirty foot on an egg, Duck scolded. Do you know anything about caring for eggs? Yes, I do, Goose cried out. Stop yelling, Duck yelled, then whispered forcefully. Don't you know that you and your screaming are very likely disturbing the baby bird who is trying to take a snooze inside of this egg? Goose wished that Duck wasn't right. He lowered his head and whispered softly, I'm very sorry. Go back to sleep in there. See, they're talking to the egg. My, that's quite a beauty you have, called a bluebird across the river. Thank you, it's mine, quacked Duck. Actually, it's mine, honked Goose. Thank you. So, asked Duck, what do we do now? We should do something, suggested Goose. Yes, you are right. Good thinking, agreed Duck. Like what? Duck and Goose each thought, they've got signs that say, Duck's egg, no geese allowed. And the goose's signs say, if you are a duck, keep walking. No ducks beyond this point. Quiet, please. Well, we must keep the egg warm until the fuzzy little occupant is ready to come out, said Goose. Excellent idea, exclaimed Duck. He pushed past Goose. Step aside and I shall do just that. But Goose was quick too. They're racing towards the egg. After a flurry of fussing, grunting, groaning, slipping and sliding, honking and quacking, Duck and Goose found themselves back to back. Scoot over, I don't have any room, complained Duck. You are much closer to me than I am to you. Stop yelling in my ear, Goose. Shh, Goose hushed, pointing at the round thing beneath them. Yes, 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 we must remember. Quiet, quiet, quiet. We mustn't disturb the little one. And so they sat very still and very quiet, waiting. For a long time they waited. They listened to the crickets chirp and the frogs burp. I'm going to teach this baby bird to quack like a duck, Duck boasted. Well, I am going to teach it to honk like a goose, Goose honked back. I'm going to teach this baby bird to waddle, Goose added. So am I, Duck said. They heard the pitter-patter of the rain. I am going to teach this baby bird to swim, Duck said. Me too, Goose said. To pass the time, they sniffed wildflowers in the warm sun and shared breadcrumbs while Goose taught Duck to honk. They watched the sun set in the sky, and Duck taught Goose to quack. Oh, it's nighttime. They counted the stars in the night sky. Let's teach our baby to fly, said Goose. Good idea, said Duck. I'm sure our baby will be a fast learner, said Duck. If it takes after you and me, I'm sure you're right, agreed Goose. You see them? You can see the silhouettes. Together they waited until... Did you feel that, Duck? Duck nodded. Yes, did you feel that, Goose? Goose nodded. It's time, Goose, it's time, Duck squawked. They're so excited. Quickly, Duck slid down and started running in circles around their egg. What should we do now? He hollered. I think we should remain calm, Goose yelled back. Excuse me, a little voice called out. Who could it be? Duck stopped. In all the exciting confusion, he had failed to notice the bluebird kicking their egg. Can I play too? She asks. Oh, what is she talking about? Play? This is no time for play, yelled Duck. This is no time for games, yelled Goose. And what's with the kicking? I was only trying to get your attention, said the little bird. Well, you got it, Duck huffed. False alarm, Goose, back to work. Can't you see that we are very busy here? Goose explained to the bluebird. This is serious business. This is perhaps the most important moment of our lives. Oh my, I am sorry, apologized the bluebird. I had no idea. I just thought that maybe I could play with your ball. It really is a nice one, she added, and then she flew away. What did you think it was, a ball? Oh, I think she might be right. Goose gulped. Did she say ball? He whispered to Duck. You know, I did have my doubts, Duck said finally. It is a bit squishier than most eggs I've seen. Yes, and I must say I was somewhat suspicious of those big dots, Goose admitted. It may not be an egg, but it is lovely, said Duck. Oh, absolutely, Duck, Goose agreed. It's a keeper. How silly are they? They thought it was an egg. It wasn't an egg, it was a ball. As the crickets chirped, the frogs burped, and the grass swayed in a gentle breeze, Goose quacked and Duck honked, and the ball bounced, rolled, and sometimes even flew. The end. What did you think, friends? Did you know it was a ball all along? You did. They were so silly thinking that was an egg. Did you ever see an egg with bright spots on it like that? No. Did they become friends? They did, right? By sitting and spending time together, they became good friends. I hope you like that book. Have you seen any ducks around your house? No? Usually they live on the lakes. Maybe you have a lake behind your house. If you have any water, you might be able to see some ducks floating around. All right, I hope you like that book. I'll be back soon with another lesson, and I hope you're all having fun at home and doing lots of reading and looking at books. Reading is so good for you, and it teaches you how to read. You'll be able to do that in a year or two. All right, friends, I will talk to you soon. Bye.